Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys my 2025 reading journal wrap up and my 2026 reading journal setup. I use the same journal for both 2025 and 2026 because I still had so much of the notebook left over that I didn't want it to go to waste. So I also put my 2026 setup in here. So let's go through my reading journal together. Okay, so I'm sorry if my camera does move a lot. She's very wobbly on this stand, but here's my reading journal. I'm sure you guys have seen this a bunch of times, but we're gonna quickly just go over my 2025 wrap up and how my spreads turned out. So this was my goals for 2025, and as you can see, I hit all of them except for one. So the only thing I didn't hit was read ACOTAR because, yeah, I've recently just found out that not recently, but honestly, I just never want to read that series. Like, I'm just not a fantasy person. So I did donate all my ACOTAR books on Vinted because I didn't want them anymore. Then we have read more books off my TBR. I actually did really good with reading my TBR this year. I'll put on the screen how many books I read because I counted recently how much I started with and how much I read. And then we have read more books than you did last year. I indeed did. Read more books I want to read, not because I have to. In 2025, I read just a lot of books for videos and not like books that I wanted to read. So this year I definitely did a lot better with filming just normal vlogs and stuff like that, and challenges where I have the space to choose the books that I want but still have a challenge with it. Post more on social media. I feel like I did really good with that. And then read 50 books, which I indeed did. So you come over here and you have my book tracker. I did hit 50 right here. As you can see, this is the tracker, and yellow is 3 stars, and we have a lot of yellows on here. We have a lot of yellows and blues on here, which is 4 stars. So this year wasn't a great year. I definitely messed up at some point because I don't know why I have so many 5-star on here. I only had 6 5-stars this year, and on here it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It says I had 8 5-stars, so I definitely messed up somewhere. But yeah, we did not do too good on the quality of the books this year. We did a lot quantity but not quality. Then we have my bookshelf, and I only need to add one more book because I did read 51 books, but we got to fill it all out. I love how colorful it came out. I tried to match like the colors to the spines of the books, and I think it came out pretty well. Then we have my 25 new releases that I wanted to read in 2025. I did not do well on this. I only read 5 new releases in 2025 out of the 25 that are on here. So I read The Love Haters, Beautiful Ugly, Deep End, Not Quite Dead Yet, and The Crash. A lot of these I did not know why I even added, because a lot of them, like, I've never even heard of the author. I just add them because I like the cover. Like this one, I've heard of her, but I've never read any of her books. Same with this one. And I don't even know why I add a lot of these, because then also you have like books like these where this is like in a series and I'm not even at that part of the book yet. Same with this one. Like, there's just a lot in here that are part of series that I haven't even read yet. Then we have 25 books on my TBR that I want to read. I read 8 out of 25, so not good. I'm so confident 2026 I'm gonna do way better though. We read Mile High, Heartstopper, Hello Stranger, Flawless, Part of Your World, Lights Out, The Boyfriend, and Twisted Love. So I almost filled up an entire row. Better next year. Next is my series tracker. So I put a little count over here. So series that I started / am continuing is 15. So we're going to 2026 in the middle of 15 series. I completed 2 and I'm not continuing 3. So the 2 series that I finished is the Improbable Meet Cute novella series and the Perfect Marriage duology. The other series I'm not continuing is Caraval, If He Had Been With Me, and the Maple Hollow series. Next, we have my yearly stats, so I put the stats at the top. I read a total of 51 books. Pages read was 15,757, but on Goodreads it said 16,000, so I don't really know which one is true. 5 stars giving, especially it's supposed to say 6, but I put 5. Physical books we read 22, audiobooks 12, ebooks 19. Next, we have my book bracket. I love the way the spread came out, but I definitely could have just fit it into one page because there's just so much open area, but I really like how this title came out, and yeah. As you can see, Atmosphere ended up being my favorite book of the year. I will tell you guys the runner-ups. The runner-ups was Love Haters by Catherine Senner, Heartless by Elsie Silver, and then we obviously have Atmosphere. Those were my top 3 of the year. Next, we have my DNF gravestone. So we only used DNF'd 4 books, which I'm so proud of. 2024, I was DNFing so many books. We have The Friend Zone Experiment, Sunshine and Spice, Caraval, and The Island. Then we have my favorite book of each month, and this is kind of like my book bracket, but this is just printed out titles. I hate how uneven this page is. Like, this page is just a mess. Like, I just absolutely hate this page. Like, this DNF gravestone, boring. This page is boring. This one's just a mess. The things are printed. There's so many different sizes. Like, I just didn't stick to one size. And that's because when I like made this spread, I started off with like a lot of space in between like January and April, but then only like a little bit of space between July and October. So it was like a huge, like I had to print out like the things very weirdly. Next, we have my 5-star favorites, and I only had 6. I still have to add the Love Haters right here. But yeah, we only had 6 5 stars out of the entire year, which is really bad. Out of 51 books, I only had 6 5 stars. I thought I was going to fill up all of these pages. Like, I left a whole nother spread just in case, but nope. We did not have a lot of good books this year. Next, we have my YouTube growth page. We ended off with 60 followers. I think I'm actually at like 61 or 62 right now, but that's when we ended off the year with 60. Thank you to everybody who subscribed, and if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, you know, just hang a while. It's very fun over here. And then we also have my TikTok growth, which I end up exceeding these boxes, and I only put 370, and I ended the year with 514. So I was definitely not expecting to gain that many followers, and I'm very, very, very thankful. Thank you to everybody who is following me on TikTok. And yeah, I just was not expecting that. Next, we have my book bingo. I almost completed this. I only had 3 that I did not complete, which is a book over 500 pages, a fantasy book, and Black author. I'm so mad that I did not read a Black author. Like, out of everything else, I don't really care about, but this one, I'm definitely disappointed in myself in not reading. So I'm definitely going to make a priority to read a book by a Black author in 2026. I ended up getting 17 out of 20, so we almost filled up everything. Then we have my A to Z challenge, which I also only completed 17, but this is 17 out of 26. So not too bad. Obviously, I just had the harder letters left, which is like Z, V, U, Q, O, you know, just those letters are very hard, but I'm proud of the other ones that I got. Then we have my reading prompts. So these are just prompts that I didn't have enough space to add onto the book bingo that I just made its own little spread for, because I just love challenges like this where you just like able to like cross things out that are part of the book. So I actually completed all of these, and I also put like the title of the books under of which one went with which. Then we have my Read the Rainbow, and I actually only got 7 out of 12, so not too bad, but not too well. I didn't realize I read like the same books with like the same colors, because I did not really read any orange books, no green, like, so yeah, this was pretty bad. Then we have my monthly spreads. So you will see that the monthly spreads, I like was just all over the place because I was just trying to find what was working for me. And then I found a system that was working for me, but then it was only working for a couple months. And then towards the end of the year, you'll just see I just drastically got more lazy, and the spread just got so much more worse and worse. That's just your warning right now. So this is how January came out, very mid. Didn't really know what style I wanted to do, so I just printed out the titles and put how many pages I read. This is February. I got into a mini reading slump. I only read 1 book, so I just put a lot of sad emojis. This is March, and still in a reading slump. I only read 1 book, so I put more sad emojis and how many pages I read. Then this is April. This is where I was like, okay, I really like this. I put my TBR for that month because, you know, I film TBR videos every single month. Then I put like my total stats, so books, ratings, and pages that month, the genre that I read, and then the DNF area right here, just in case I DNF'd any books, and I printed out the book titles. Then we have May. This is one of my favorites. It came out so pretty, and I'm so mad that I didn't have any book titles to put over here because I was in a reading slump. So nothing was able to go over here, but this one came out so freaking pretty. I think she's like, I don't know, she's just really nice. Mind you, I'm not a drawer or nothing. Like, I'm very bad at drawing, but I think this came out pretty good. Then we have my June, and this is where I got like kind of out of my reading slump, but I only read 2 books. And then yeah, as you can see, I found a system. I was putting my TBRs, my totals, the genres, the videos filmed, the DNFs. I was drawing like cute pictures. So I found like, you know, a system that worked. First the TBR started over here, and then I put it over here, but yeah, I found a system. Also, I got all these like ideas from Pinterest, so if I could find them, I'll also put them in the description, because these are not my ideas, guys. These are not my ideas. These are all from Pinterest. Then we have July, and I read more books in July. This is summertime now, so you're gonna see I read a lot of books. I also got a lot of videos done in that month too. August was my best reading month. This is my second favorite picture. I feel like this came out so freaking nice. It's supposed to just look like a picture frame, and it's like a sunset, and it's so pretty. And this one I read the most amount of books. There's a lot of book titles over here. And I started adding my book club books, because that's when I joined a book club, was in August. I joined 2 book clubs. Well, actually, no, this one was only 1 book club, but we read 2 books for that 1 month. And then we have September, and it just goes downhill from here. So as you can see, I stopped doing this whole thing, and I just started printing out the covers because I just was too lazy, did not feel like drawing them anymore. It just got less fun. Like, it felt like a chore halfway through the year when I was doing my reading journal, and it just made me not want to do it and be consistent. So I just stopped, but I still did the drawing over here, and it gets worse. Nothing. Literally nothing. So at this point, I was just putting in the titles and the book covers, and then that was it. I was not doing any more drawing, because I would redo the drawings 1,000 times. It would take me hours just to do something like this or something like this, because it wouldn't turn out how I wanted it to. So I would keep erasing, and then it was just taking too long, and I needed something quick, and yeah. So I gave up, and it stays like this, honestly, as you can see, for the rest of the month. So this is November. And this is December. I'm in 2 book clubs now, so those were the 2 books, and I did not read any. Actually, I read this one, so I definitely forgot to put a rating under, but did not read these 2. Then we have my 2025 reading wrap up. So I have to, this is supposed to be book of the year, and I have to print out another picture of atmosphere, but I have all my stats. My most read month was August, least read month was May, number of 5 stars given 6, number of DNFs 4, most read author was Frida McFadden, pages read 15,000. Yeah, we already said that. My fastest read was Royal Valentine, because that was only like 70 pages. My slowest read was Addicted to You. It took me over a year to read that. And then we have my 6-star reads, which I think I already showed you guys. These are not even books that I read in 2025, but I wanted to create a spread for. But I did read The Love Haters, and I thought this was a 6-star when I first initially read it, and then I ended up changing it to a 5 stars because after I finished it, I never thought of it again, but it was such a good book. So yeah, I ended up creating a whole spread for no reason, but I do like the vibes of it, so I'm not mad. And then we have this blank spread, and this is just gonna be like another 2025 wrap up, but scrapbook. So I'm gonna put like all the good things that happened to me this year. So like getting an arc of Catherine Center's book, or like gaining this many followers, and there's just a lot of things that happened to me this year that were really amazing for my book career. So I'm going to put them in here, but print out pictures of it and then create a whole like collage. So I still need to do that. So this is empty. But yeah, that was my 2025 reading journal. Now we're going to flip, and you have my 2026 reading journal. I also have this blank spread too, which don't know what's going to go there. Might just stay blank, who knows. Now we are at 2026. We are starting on page 61. This is my 2026 reading journal. So you have like this girl I just put here. I actually kind of regret putting her here. I kind of should have just put a new picture of me here. But she's supposed to be your guide through my reading journal. You know, it's supposed to give cottage core vintage vibes. That's what I went for. So you flip the page, you have my star rating. It's kind of the same as last time. So 6-star is God tier book, 5-star can't stop thinking of the book, and it's my new fave. 4 stars is really highly recommend, 3 stars average, mid, 2 stars, not good, several things I did not like, and then 1 star, terrible, why didn't I DNF? Then we have my goals on this side, and I end up just printing out like a big thing of paper and just gluing it in because I did not know what decorations I wanted to put on this spread. So I was just like, you know what, let me just glue paper in and that's it. So this is my goals. It's supposed to look like a note sheet, and we have some very ambitious goals this year. So we have do a 24-hour readathon every month. Yes, this is very ambitious, but I saw Emmy do this. She does this every single month, and she gave me so much inspiration, and I feel like I'll definitely read a lot more books and have a lesser chance of getting in a reading slump if I force myself to read every month by doing a reading, like 24-hour readathon. So I think that's gonna help, but I'm not sure. I feel like it's gonna be very hard. Read at least one fantasy this year, because last year I got into audiobooks. This year I want to see if I can get into fantasy. Drop in the comments any fantasy books for beginners. I just don't want it to be ACOTAR or like Caraval or Cruel Prince, like nothing like that. It would be more better for Haslam, like, you know, some smut in it to keep me like interested. Just something that's gonna be very fast paced, interesting, not a whole 1,000-book series. Like, you know, read 75 books, read at least 5 book club books, read 1 to 2 books a week. That's very ambitious. I actually don't know why I put that. And then get sent bookish PR. One of my goals this year is to definitely do better with my content, do better with my editing, do better just posting so that people can recognize me more, because I do put a lot of effort in my videos and stuff. So I definitely want that to be known. It would be amazing if I could get sent bookish PR, because that just seems like so freaking cool. So next you flip and you have my book tracker. So this one looks a little different. I used 2 spreads for this one. You have my key. So last year I did it by rating. This year I'm doing it by genre. So we have romance, dark romance, thriller, literary fiction, fantasy, and historical fiction. I have 96 squares on here, but as you can see, my goal is right here, 75. I love how the decorations came out on this page. Like this little girl right here, she's so cute. And then I just love everything goes perfectly together. I use my little beaded letters, and yeah, I just really like how this page turned out. Then you flip and you have my 26 and 2026. This is a mix of books that I own physically, new releases, and books that I want to read like on Kindle, so like a Kindle TBR. So it's a mix of everything, and it's just on one page, 26 books. So we're going to quickly go over. We have Beautiful Fiend, Distance, Tempting Venom, The Sweetest Oblivion, Dear Debbie, Time of Your Life, With a Vengeance, The Lies We Steal, The Predator, Insatiable, Unbound, Happy Place, It's a Love Story, Off to the Races, Game On, The Night We Met, Leave Me Behind, Done and Dusted, Bourbon and Lies, My Husband's Wife, Out on a Limb, Just Friends, Fever Dream, Sinners Anonymous, and In a Stormy Weather. I did way better with this. I did not add like new releases, and I haven't even read the first book in the series yet. I think I can get all of these down. Then you have my series tracker. This is 15 series. I did it a little different this time. It's kind of like the same setup, just it's not colorful this time. It's just brown. I also did a flap for this one, so we have a lot of space. So we have this, because I already filled up a page. Then we have this, and then another flap where we have also this side. So there's a lot of pages for my series tracker, because a lot of these books over here are part of a series, so I knew I was gonna need more space. Then you flip over these little tabs and you have my A, B, C challenge, or my A to C challenge. I really like how I decorated this page too. I do wish I softened these corners and rounded them, but that's okay. I think this spread came out very nice. It came out really well together, and we're gonna see how much of this we can get completed. Then you flip and we have my new release little spread. I also really like how this came out too. Every month I'm just gonna put like the new releases that I'm interested in that come out, because out in the beginning of the year in 2025 I was doing really good with being up to date on my new releases. I knew what was coming out each month, and then later in the year I just was like, it was crazy. Like I feel like new releases were coming out like every single day at that point, even though I think they only come out on like Tuesdays, but it felt like they were coming out so fast I could not keep track. At that point I was just like, oh my god, wait, a new release came out like a couple days ago, like when did this come out? And I was just very confused on when these books came out. So now I actually have a tracker that I can write it down so I won't forget I'm going to highlight it if I've bought the book, and then I'm going to put a check right here in this box if I read it, so that it can show just like at least like I'm buying the books, but I'm also reading them. Then we have my book bingo, and these are not my favorite spreads. I just feel like a lot is going on. I really liked my book bingo last year. It was very successful, but I decided to do it a little different this year. So every time I'm going to highlight every time I complete one, but this time it has like these little things on the side. So say I do like B1, so single parent, I'm going to highlight that. I'm going to come over here, and B1 is right here. I'm going to put the title of the book, the author, and then the date that I finished it right here, so that I know which prompt went with which book, because last year you didn't know what book like completed the prompt. And then also this year, only one book goes with one prompt. Last year I cheated a little and I let like one book be able to go with multiple prompts. This year there's 50 prompts in total. There's 25 over here, and then I do have another bingo, and I'm only gonna choose one prompt to go with one book. And I should be able, my goal is 75, so I should be able to complete all of these. But if at the end of the year I find like I have a lot that are uncompleted, but I know I definitely read a book that had that prompt, then I'll allow myself to fill it in. But until then, we're just gonna do one book, one prompt. So I'm gonna quickly go over the prompts that I have, so it could give you guys some ideas. This could also go in like TBR jars and stuff. So I'm gonna quickly just read them off. Single parent, a book that intimidates me, complete a series, debut novel, reread, read under 24 hours, author starting with K, or you could do any letter. I just did K because my name starts with a K. Library book, memoir, finish a monthly TBR, new release, one-word title, fake dating, sports romance, 500 plus pages, LGBTQ, small town, thriller, Kindle Unlimited, audiobook, summer book, seasonal read, book number 1 in a series, Going in Blind, and 5 stars. Made me cry, dual point of view, novella, made into a movie or like an adaptation, historical fiction, literary fiction, jaw on the floor, love triangle, enemies to lovers, set in a high school, has a map, pregnancy trope, fully annotated, dark romance, new to me author, graphic novel, book with magic, my favorite color, book club book, multiple authors, disappointing read, character has a pet, deserves more hype, overhyped, and read because of FOMO. Then we have a Wall of Fame. These are the books that my 5 stars are gonna go. So I only have a few printed out because last year I did not have a lot of 5 stars, but I'm confident we'll have a lot more this year. So I have these picture frames printed out. I'm gonna put the books right here where the white is, and yeah. Then we have my monthly statistics, so same thing like last year, but I did do it a little different. So I put the months up here and then these over here, but it's literally the same things that I had last year. I didn't like how my monthly statistics came out last year, and I don't like how this one came out this year. I think it's just the browns. I should have definitely chose like a lighter brown. I don't know. Then this is a new spread. This is a book playlist. I saw this on TikTok. I don't know who did it, but if you guys know, or if I find out, definitely tag, because I don't know. I love listening to music when I'm like reading romance books. You go ahead and you print out the song right here. You'll print it out here, and then you'll flip over these. This is all flaps over here, and you'll put like the book in the middle, and you'll put like, find a collage on like Pinterest or something, and you'll put it in here so that when you flip it, you see, oh, like the song, and then you'll see what book it goes with, the song like the book goes with. And I feel like that is such a cool idea. Then we have my Read the Rainbow. It's still kind of the same as last year, but I did use like different shades of colors, and hopefully these will match books more. And I think have more colors. So this is my book bracket. I didn't add a title because there was no space. It took up the whole thing. Same idea as last year. Gonna put my favorite book of each month, and then they're gonna go through trials, and then they're all gonna go through here, and then until we have my last and final favorite book of the year. Then we have my little shelf. This I definitely wish was in the beginning of the book, but literally when I tell you, this was like one of the last spreads I did because I did not know what I wanted to do for it. So it's literally just my bookshelf. So it's like the one I did last year, this one right here, but just completely, it just looks completely different. I put stickers as little decor, and the books on here came out very, very wonky, I will admit. Like these came out huge. these came out it's just very wonky, but I wasn't gonna do it colorful again, but I am just gonna do it colorful, so I'm gonna color in by the spines. But this is a little flap idea, and then when you turn this flap, you have my DNF graveyard. So I only DNF'd 4 books last year, so I only put 4 on here. I thought this was a smart idea because like this little cutout looks like a gravestone already, so I just made it one big gravestone and colored it. It's literally like 3 spreads in one. Have my bookshelf, then this, and then we have my monthly faves. And I really like how this turned out. I'm just gonna print out my monthly faves in here. The decorations came out really nice. I do really like this spread. Then you flip and you have my book club spread, so it is a little flap idea again. It's a lot going on, but I'm gonna print out my 2 book clubs because I am in the middle of 2 book clubs. And then if I read the book, I'm gonna just put the rating under it so that you know I read it. So far I have not read neither of these books for January, but I'm hoping I get to it. We're gonna just do that for every single month because I just want to make a dedicated book club spread. Then we have my YouTube and TikTok growth. So this looks pretty weird. It just looks like random circles, but it was supposed to be like a mason jar up here, like a jar, and then like all spilling out of the jar, but that didn't really turn out good. But my lowest number is 70 and my highest is 570. Hopefully we can get to 570 subscribers. That will be a dream come true. But yeah, I'm just gonna color it in once we've hit the milestone. Same with the TikTok one. This is like a mason jar with like, this is supposed to look like marbles. And I think my lowest number is 520 and my highest is 1050. So hopefully we can also hit that too on TikTok. We have lastly is like just, this is going to be at the end of the year, so it's kind of like my end of the year stats like this, but I just did it a little different. I didn't know what to do with this and I started just giving up. Literally this took me like, my reading journal took me 2 months to set up. So I just started giving up and just got more simple and simple. So this is just what we're going to fill at the very end of the year. And I don't know, there's some space over here if I want to add anything. But yeah, and then we have my monthly spreads page. So this is like the little introduction, and then we're gonna do my monthly spreads again. But this year we're gonna do like a collage, like scrapbooky look. So I'm gonna just do a little scrapbook, print out the titles or the book covers, and then hopefully I can stick with that for the rest of the year because the drawing just wasn't for me, so I'm hoping the scrapbooking will be. And I do have this spread, 6-star read spread, and then my 6 stars of the years will get again the little scrapbooking idea back here. I hate this spread so much, so we're not going to look at her for too much. So that is my reading journal for 2026 and my wrap up for 2025. I hope you guys got some inspiration. Now I'm going to be going over the supplies that I use to create my reading journal. First, we have these Tombow markers in the shade N15, so it's literally just black, and these are water-based markers, and I love these markers so much. It has like a brush tip side. Oh, beauty guru hand. And then it also has like the, I don't know what this is called, but it's like thin, you know. And I just love these markers. They're so easy to work with and so nice, and they're so smooth. They do bleed a little when you use it against like other water-based markers, like color markers. It does bleed, but it's still a very good marker. It doesn't bleed through like pages. It just blends in with like other markers. Next, we have these Micron Pigma, like extra fine tip markers, and it goes very tiny, like you could barely see it, and then to thicker. And these are amazing. These are from Amazon, and I got these for Christmas, so like I use them later in my reading journal, and I needed markers like these in the beginning of my reading journal, so you could tell like I was just like using a pen and the pen wasn't really coming out nice, and I had to like use like this, but then this was too thick. These are perfect. They're so easy to use. They're so pigmented. They don't bleed, and they're like very fine line, sharp, like amazing. I actually love these. Then we have these double-sided strong glue tapes. These absolutely changed the game. I love these so much because they actually like do work very strong. Like at first I thought they were like not gonna be as strong, but they are. And in the beginning of my reading journal, like early 2025, I was using double-sided tape to put stuff in, and it would just like I have to like like I would have to cut the tape like with the thing like that, and it would be sticking to my fingers, and it was not working. Could get these from Amazon. This is where I got these. I had like a pack of 6 for like $6, so very affordable, and these are lifesavers. We also have this paper corner rounder, so you put the paper in there. There's 3 different ones, and then you'll get that type of roundness. It makes just like your reading journal just like more cute. I don't know how to explain it, because like I like rounded corners more than like sharp corners. So, and the fact that these have 3 different ones to choose from, and this is also from Amazon, and it's very affordable, very cheap. I will link everything in the description that I'm mentioning right now on Amazon, if it's on Amazon, so you can find it there. Next, we have this little clear sticker sheet. This is also from Amazon, and this, oh my god, I love these so much. It comes with over 500 stickers, and you know how stickers have like that white background and the white outline like on the stickers? These do not. These are completely transparent stickers, so it comes with a whole bunch of them. I got the vintage pack. They have a bunch of different packs. I actually saw TikTok shop had these, and they had even more options, so you can get them from either. But yeah, it doesn't have the white outline. It's just completely transparent, so when you put it against things, you'll see the background of that. But yeah, it just comes with so many freaking stickers, and I absolutely love these. Love them so much. Once again, this is also from Amazon. You're gonna see like a pattern. A lot of things are from Amazon, but I got this vintage collection scrapbooking like set. It looks a little messed up now because I used the crap out of this. So like this was also another game changer, but it comes with so many things. So like it came with like these stickers, so you see the stickers have like the white around it. Yeah, it's like those stickers. The other ones are transparent. It came with like washi tape, a bunch of just different like papers that you can use, like tons of different paper. I'm trying to like, I can't really tilt it because they're like everything's gonna fall out. Different stickers, tons of different paper, like, and all different sizes too, like all different sizes. It also came with these tweezers. I use these when I use my stickers. Next, we have my HP Sprocket printer, and I love this printer. I only used it 2 times in my reading journal because I got it for Christmas, so I didn't use it much in my journal, but I'm gonna be using it for like the rest of the year now that I have it. It's so easy to use. It's so pretty. It's purple, my favorite color. She's like so cute, and I keep her in my room. She prints on sticky paper, only sticky paper, but I print my book titles, and this connects. You download an app and it connects to like your phone, your iPad, wherever. I love it. It's so cute. And then I also used my normal HP printer, which is down in my basement. I'm obviously not gonna go haul it up here and show you a big freaking printer, but I will show you a picture of it. Use that printer like for a majority of like my reading journal. Like a lot of things that are printed are from that printer because like I said, I just got my Sprocket, so I didn't really get to use it much. And because that printer is just my ride or die, I love that printer, and it's really easy to use. Next, we have this set of 120 markers, and I got this years ago. I used to use this for my Disney princess like coloring. These are water-based markers, and I use these for my reading journal. It comes with so many freaking colors. It comes with 4 trays, and they all look like this, but just different colors. It's like endless colors. And this is also from Amazon. It has the brush tip and the very fine tip. So the fine tip is like basically like pen type of fine tip. The only thing is, like I was saying earlier, when I use these together, the Tombow and these markers, say I'm like using yellow or like a light color, it does bleed. So like if I'm like going against the black, it will like go onto the marker, and then the marker will show like streaks of black in it. So that is your one warning, because they're both water-based. I think that's why it reacts like that, because it's like mixing together. Lastly, we have this Cozy Cottage paper set. It's a designer paper pad. I got this from Walmart, and it has a bunch, it has all these designs. So it has 2 of each design, and it just comes with all these like cottage core like paper. And I used a lot of this in my reading journal too. You can actually tell because when you open it, I have all my scrap paper that I have left over in here, because I try not to waste, so I try to definitely make use of all the scrap paper, but I keep like all my paper in here. Some of this is actually printed for my printer. Like I printed out like this newspaper. I also forgot that I used, these are from Walmart too, these letters. These are very cheap. All this was cheap. Like this 50 sheet pad of paper was, I think, like maybe like $5, probably honestly less than that. And then these were only a couple cents at Walmart. I don't even think I used the silver at all, but I did use the gold ones, so I did use these. And then I obviously used pencil, scissors, ruler. obviously those, but I didn't really think that was necessary to show. But yeah, those are the stuff that I used in my reading journal. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys got some inspiration for your reading journal, and I cannot wait to see you guys in the next video.